Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here with the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Man, I'm really excited about today's podcast. I've got Jeff Brainard here with Southern Management Companies. We're talking a little bit offline about some of the things that are going on with the company. I'm excited to get that shared with our listeners and readers as well. But Jeff, it's great to have you on the show today.
Oh, Edward, thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Now, it's going to be a fun one. I can tell based on what we were talking about earlier. So you talked a little bit about offline about some of your hospitality and background on how you got to where you are. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about how you got to your position right now?
Absolutely. Well, a lot of us in hospitality don't necessarily go to school for it. You kind of fall into it and fall in love with it. And that was the same for me out of college at Ferris State University over the west side of Michigan. I started at my hometown resort, Bay Valley Hotel and Resort, in sales. From there, moved to Cleveland, Ohio, a couple of different properties there as sales manager, and then became a director of sales a couple of years in. And then I was lucky enough in 2000 to move to Washington, D.C. area and joined Destination Hotels, which I worked for 19 years in about 9 different roles, but all based in DC, from sales to general manager to area general manager and beyond. And then in February of 2019, joined Southern Management Companies, another privately owned, diverse company, and got to work with our hospitality division here and had a blast with it. So 20 plus years in the business and still enjoying it.
And that's always a good thing. That's one of our, I think when we were talking offline, one of our things that aligns with both of us. We've been in this for quite a while. I like to say we don't look the age that we've years that we've worked, but it's been a blessing to be in the hospitality industry. I know that for sure. So you talked a little bit about the diversity of Southern Management. Let's let the audience know a little bit about Southern, what you guys got going on right now, what makes the company so unique.
Yeah, Southern's a great organization. It was founded in 1965, and it's a privately owned management company, but it's a diverse group. It was founded as property management, so specialized in multifamily of 77 communities of 25,000 apartment homes. But now we also have million square feet of commercial. Started with Bear Creek Mountain Resort up in McCunchy, Pennsylvania, is the first hospitality asset. Now we have 4 assets, including the hotel at the University of Maryland, which is a 4 diamond hotel and conference center. We had a Cambria in College Park, a sister property just down the street. And then our second hospitality asset was hotel at Arundel Preserve in Hanover, Maryland, near BWI, centrally located between Annapolis, Baltimore, DC, a great property. So we have those 4 hospitality assets plus a little bit of everything else. It's still privately held and coming up on, like I said, on 60 years.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. How challenging is it to have such a diverse portfolio?
It's I think that's what makes it fun, both on the residential side, but look as a company side, when you're looking at multifamily, you're looking at hospitality and commercial, there's a tremendous amount of synergy. As we've gone through a rebranding over the past year, one of our taglines is "There's no place like here," and that really works. Whether it's looking for a home for a family, whether it's a place to start a business, commercial, or obviously stay in any one of the hospitality assets, it really hits home for all of us, and we try and create that atmosphere and tie that branding through all the different property types.
That's a great tagline, particularly because you do have the multifamily side of things as well as the hospitality division. Very similar to the Hotel Guy, because like we talked offline, we've got the relocation section in our magazine, as well as obviously travel and tourism. So finding that balance and finding what's going to be unique for each listener or for each reader is always an important thing. Great stuff on that. Anything in particular you guys got coming up in, for the remainder of the year, or anything that you see for the foreseeable future there at Southern?
From the hospitality side, we actually have some great things. We're actually setting records at our big hotel, University of Maryland, kind of our flagship. It opened in 2017, so as we got legs under us are going, we hit COVID. Well, now with only 297 keys, we're going to exceed 30,000 group rooms this year. We have a great partnership with the University of Maryland and the NFL, and we really hit the stride there. I've been incredible seeing Hotel Arundel. We're going to do a room renovation later this year. We just completed a public area renovation to be the premier independent asset in that part of Maryland. And then really proud of Bear Creek Mountain Resort. our second year of hosting the Mountain Bike Nationals. That'll be in July. But it's also because it's located near Allentown, kind of central Pennsylvania. We do a ton of festivals. We just completed Datapalooza, our second year on Father's Day, card show and events, over 1,000 people. We do concerts throughout the year, and then it's a perfect family ski resort. So when we get to ski season, we welcome about 3,500 to 4,000 people a day on the mountain and
Wow.
multiple outlets. So it really is something, a little bit of something for everybody, and it's all close to the DMV, and for Bear Creek, you're close to New York, New Jersey. So we really have a pretty good mid-Atlantic reach. So it's a lot of fun.
No, that's good. I was actually looking at the website, and Bear Creek's one of the ones that stood out to me. Which obviously you said it's looks like an incredible little property there, and I love the fact that you're doing events. You know, I've talked to a lot of hoteliers, and you got to get a little creative at times to draw the customers. You know, I was at a conference a couple weeks ago in Las Vegas, and one of the big things that stands out is the experiential travel, and just how experiential things are going to the top of people's list. You find that happening in with your properties as well?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the experiential travel, that's kind of a buzzword the last couple of years, but you've been in the business. We know it's been about creating experiences. It's connecting with that guest. It's the personalized service, but it's really understanding your market. You are the expert and the resident. When I had
Mhm.
properties in DC, it was when you had guests coming in, how do you treat a guest like a DC local? Where are the spots? Everybody knows the tourist spots, but where's the restaurant to go? Where's the hideaway to go? Where's the best burger? Or where's the best, unique experience? It's exactly what we're doing at Bear Creek by creating, festivals, events, concerts, ways to connect with people, making it a four-season resort. So you have your ski, but what do you do all the rest of the year? We host 125 weddings, and people want to do that because of all the other things that are there. It's a complete experience.
Yeah.
Taking that to our hotel assets, whether it's independent or at the university hotel, you're meeting families and you're creating relationships for years. But it isn't just about visiting the kid. They have to, what's going on in College Park, or how do you get to DC, or what are the other
Yeah.
areas around? So be that expert, create that experience, and that obviously builds value, which is huge.
No, that's important, and I think, like I said, the experiential side of things just is becoming tantamount to the travel. You know, you use the word travel experience, but it's important for people as they're going there. It's not just about staying in that hotel anymore. It's about what are you doing, and if the hotel is a connector to those experiences, it just creates that bridge between everything, and gets people to go back to that property or talk about it. Which is, from a social perspective, you're like, yeah, when you go back to Texas and you're talking about our property, we love to hear that.
Oh, it really is. And for years, I talked about it. We need to be the base of operations. When you're coming, you're experiencing an area. You're true to your place, unique by design for your property. So there's things at your property, but it's connecting. It's bringing people to that area. So that also, when you come back, that's my base, and I can go and do all those other things. And
Yeah.
it's making everybody a concierge, everybody an expert in their area, because everybody's got those experiences to share.
She brought that point up about everybody being a concierge, and I love our conversation here because we have so many that our topics are going off topic of what we were going to talk about. But being a coach myself, talk about a little bit about the importance of customer service in the hospitality industry nowadays.
I think customer service is, it's always been important, but it's essential
Hmm.
now, because post COVID, there's still a sensitivity to travel. There's still, yeah, you want to go, you want to experience an area, you want to do different things. But I think having that concierge feel with every team member, what do they really want to do? Where do they want to go? You know, dollars are tight, people are going in different areas. Let's focus and really create that experience, but it has to be consistent. And I believe in, yes, no, and yes words and no words, and letting the team come up with their language. This is what we're about. This is what we do. But be real. Connect with guests, because they don't want a script. They want a genuine interaction. And
Correct.
I think allowing your team and really encouraging them to be, honest. This is what I enjoy. This is what I do. When people hear that and they see a sincerity about it, that genuine connection to service makes people feel safe and comfortable. And that was obviously a buzzword around COVID, but I think it continues now. Is that
Mhm.
that feeling of safety and security and comfort at a location? I think that's more important now than probably ever. And encouraging your team to be open, honest, and direct, and use their language. I think that is a huge benefit.
No, I agree. I agree. So we're talking a little bit about travel. I'm going to shift as we're winding down on time in a little bit, but I want to shift to the personal side. Let's talk a little bit about some of your favorite travel destinations that you've been to.
Well, one of my favorites still is Charleston, South Carolina.
Mm,
It's a quick spot, but it's a lot of time at Wild Dunes Resort and Isle of Palms. But whether it's Sullivan's Island or downtown Charleston, just the food, the energy, the atmosphere
yeah.
is amazing. I'm also I love Maui. It's a long way to go, but it's really tough to to beat just the you know just that whole experience of the island. People are amazing. The views are amazing, and being 5 to 6 hours away, time wise from what's going on makes it a little easier to disconnect. And a little non-traditional is Tobago.
Oh, yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, Spain is beautiful, but when you go to Tobago, basically everybody treats it as your yard. You just get to walk around. Everybody's great. Everybody's welcoming. It's low speed. They've been working on the same section of the road for about 17 years. So it's just everything kind of goes at a much slower pace. And if you spend a week there, you really learn to appreciate that. So those are my top three.
Those are your top three. So as we're talking about that, what about some of your bucket travel lists? Where are some places you want to go?
Reykjavik, Sydney, and Normandy.
Wow.
Um, and my grandmother was a war bride. My grandfather during the war, he was stationed in New Guinea, and so she was Australian through and through, born and raised in Sydney. So family there definitely want to get to Sydney. Reykjavik, I have a lot of friends that have gone, and they just continue to talk about it, all the natural beauty and the people.
Yeah.
And then I'm a history fan and buff, and I would love to be at Normandy for one of the D-Day ceremonies and just see what those heroes did and experience that energy on that area.
Wow, those are amazing places. And I love some of the ones you basically said some places that I asked that to every one of my guests, and you've said some things that none of my guests have said so far. So that's it's kind of hard to do, when you travel and you're asking bucket list, but you brought up some good ones right there. I like the Normandy one, and I like the reason why, which is a pretty cool thing right there. So as we're wrapping up, what are the best ways that somebody could find out information on Southern Management Companies or any of your properties?
Well, southernmanagement.com is really that's the place to go to learn about the hotels. It's /hotels, which you'll see the hotels link on there. But that really it really shows everything that we are about. And again, it's a privately owned, really family company that has grown to service everybody in the DMC. So when you go to southernmanagement.com, you'll see a little bit about all of us, the uniqueness of the property, the 77 multifamily assets, and a little bit of everything that we have. So from workforce housing, all the way to Class A, and then again resorts to Four Diamond to boutique independent. So it's a great diverse company all around the DMV.
Well, perfect. Well, Jeff, as always, it's a pleasure to have you on the Travel Talk podcast today. Time goes by so darn fast, but I figured we could have talked about a lot of things. Particularly, what was piquing my interest was the operational side of sales and customer service, because those are always important when it comes to being very good at what you're doing in hospitality. But Jeff, I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Hey, Ever, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Look forward to doing it again sometime.
No, it's going to be fun. I'm sure we will. To all of our guests and listeners out there, please follow us at thehotelguide.com. Please share this, follow us, like us, all that good stuff out there. But let's get the word out there about Southern Management Companies. Got some great content here today from Jeff and some good nuggets, particularly when it comes to customer service and the ability to blend a couple of backgrounds here. So until then, travel, make memories, and we'll talk soon. Take care.